Hello and welcome to another very exciting episode of U.Gov. It's all about you and the government. We generally talk about government functions and responsibilities as well as your obligation as a citizen. I always tell you, you have a role to play in the development and growth of your nation. I am Osahon Olomu-Agbodo. We'll go on a quick break. We'll be right back. This week on EduBox, we are taking another look at the state of the nation, Nigeria. A lot seems to be going on in terms of insecurity, kidnapping, and banditry. These issues must be addressed and dealt with decisively. In the words of former President Olusegun Obasanjo, security challenges in Nigeria can no longer be ignored, treated with nonchalance, swept under the carpet, or treated with levity. Together we shall prevail. More to come on the show.
Now on StarTimes Channel 465 is your #1 Christian and lifestyle channel, Love World Plus, meeting all your entertainment needs. Trending, dedications, joyride, celebrity lounge, video tales, and so much more. For those of you who love current affairs, we've got you covered. News focus, strictly politics, the agenda, U.Gov, and so on. Be sure to always be in the know with our informative programs, as we also get you settled with amazing documentaries like A Day in Your Neighborhood, Discover Africa. These will blow your mind. The youths and kids are not left out, as we have created a platform for them to speak, learn, and have fun. And to crown it all, we serve fresh, hot, and sizzling foods to feed your spirit, soul, and body. That is Pastor's Programs. There's never a dull moment with us. So make it a date on Channel 465 as we take you on a smooth journey to cater to all your needs. Love World Plus, Channel 465 on StarTimes.
You're welcome back. If you just joined us, this is U.Gov, and we've been taking a look at the state of the nation, Nigeria, generally for some time now. A lot of issues have been happening. A lot of people are complaining about several issues, especially security. Security is at the heart of every issue arising in Nigeria at the moment, from herdsmen clashes with farmers to kidnappings, banditries, and things like that. And Nigerians are speaking generally, and they are saying they do not like this development, and they want the government to do something about it. So we'll go on the street to hear what they have to say. We'll be right back.
If there's any problem, the best way is to settle the matter. That's what I think is the most important.
The federal government must be ready to face the reality. It is either we have the state police or we continue with this situation. The way forward is for us to have the state police. Let each state have their own police. You said the governors are chief security of a state. Tell me, in what capacity are they chief security when they don't have control of the police, they don't have control of the armed forces, they don't have control of so many military or security apparatus? Then they are just chief security officers of their state in paper, not in reality. Then let us do the needful. That is it. Overall, we need to restructure this country for us to move forward.
Well, it's so sad, very sad that a country with so much potential is going through this kind of phase. You know, there are times you are even scared to go through your timeline. You are even scared to read the papers because of what You know, everybody keeps saying doom, 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 and there is nothing really showing that the doom is not there. Because every day, yeah, issues of kidnapping, loss of needless. That's my word. Needless loss of lives. I really, really am sad about it, and I'm really praying from my heart of hearts that a change will come very soon. As in, that this needless loss of lives will just stop.
It's bad, though. You know, we still have the killer headsmen, the headsmen attack on our hands. We still have Boko Haram on our hands, and you are giving room for more forces to operate, and that's very bad. For example, now we haven't even solved the issue of headsmen and banditry. I think the federal government should be cautioned, especially the Minister of Justice. If he's sworn in, the new one should be. If the new one is sworn in, he should admonish the federal government to toe the path of democracy. Release man on bail, not release him to go home. Release him on bail. Of course, you come for his trial. If that is done. So what Stride's done, what the federal government has done by prescribing is undemocratic, and it's a slide towards dictatorship. It's a slide towards dictatorship, and we should be cautioned.
It's quite a sad state of affairs. The government of the day needs to do a lot to actually secure the lives and property of the citizens of this great country. That is the number one function of government, to secure the lives and property of her citizens. And Nigerian government has been saying they have a lot of plans in terms of security, in terms of ensuring that every Nigerian is safe. And before we go to the discussion of the day proper, I want us to take a listen to this excerpt from some members of the House of Representatives, their reactions to the state of the nation at the moment.
There's so many conversations on social media platforms about the fact that Nigeria is descending into anarchy.
Foreign direct investment that you require is now being jeopardized because no investor will bring his resources to a country where there is no security.
There is need for the government to come up with a deliberate policy of investing a lot in agriculture by way of training and empowerment of our youth and women that constitute 70% of our population.
You're welcome back. Still on developments in the area of security, in the area of safety, and in fact the economy, because at the end of the day, the security situation in Nigeria will affect the economy, and a lot of foreigners would not want to come and invest in the nation if they feel the nation is not safe enough. So we are calling on everyone again to do their bit in ensuring a safe Nigeria. And we have Koko Osahon Omoruyi, who is going to be talking to us about the state of Nigeria at the moment. Take a listen.
The economy is not any better than it was 4 years ago. Yes, agreed, we're out of a recession and economic growth ought to be picking up, but it's still very slow. There's little or nothing being done, at least that I can see, economic-wise. Yes, I totally understand that we're coming from a bad position. As of January 2015, anyway, it was clear we're headed for a recession. But you expect that the government of the day in 4 years would have been able to move a lot faster than they have presently. And with the recession, obviously, comes an increase in crimes. So the general state of insecurity, from kidnappings to the headsmen, farmer clashes up, middle belt and coming down south, it's all boils down to this insecurity, and then added to the effects of the Boko Haram war, that has been going on for almost 10 years. So it's a whole lot of things going on, and what I would expect is more action from government, quicker response time to issues, and even ministerial lists. For example, any government worth a salt would have had the list ready. This is how many months after we barely got the ministerial list, barely 2 weeks ago. A serious government would have had that list ready by June, you know. At least, well, luckily we didn't get it in November, so I would say it's an improvement in quote from the last 4 years. But we expect that by the time ministers are sworn in next week, or 2 weeks time, I'm not particularly sure. By the time they are sworn in before the end of the month, they will hit the ground running, and then we can actually see the much needed boost to the economy that we need. Luckily, we have the contract signed with Siemens for power. We hope that sees the light of day, and that by the end of 4 years, all things being equal, the upward bounce would be there, and the drain that we're experiencing with people running off to Canada to seek greener pastures would be minimal at that point. Okay, well, the case of blacklisting from certain nations is not a total blacklist, let's put it that way. For the US, the embargo on certain people getting visas, for me, it's neither here nor there. If you're not mentioning the names of those people, then there's no point throwing lists. It means that if tomorrow I go apply for a visa and I don't get one, I'm probably on the list. I mean, and so it's neither here nor there. The US embassy has denied visas to people over time. It didn't start today. It won't stop today. It will continue tomorrow morning. Next year, 4 years' time, they will still deny people visas. So I think it's their right to do so. It's not a right to go into another man's country. That's why you apply. If it's granted, it's a privilege, and privilege you should take seriously and not misbehave. And unfortunately, we have people who have been grieving such privileges and have gone there to make a mess of it and creating issues for other genuine, hardworking people who really intend to make use of these things, or just go there, visit, and come back without taking out of the economy there. As for the South African issue, it's unfortunate. It's still what it is. One would expect that by this time we shouldn't be having this. I think the South African government needs to do more in that regard. There's really nothing the government here can do apart from apply pressure on South Africa. Closing the businesses, it's a no-no. You close South African businesses, who gets thrown into the labor market? It's us Nigerians. It's not the South Africans. South Africans, how many of them work in ShopRite? How many of them work in MTN? It's shutting down your businesses does not make any sense. Except you're shutting it down, you're giving people alternative sources of income, alternative places where they can go and make money and feed their families. You can't shut down your businesses because they are killing people. Yes, the best the government can do, which, I mean, I'm glad the South African president has extended invitation to President Buhari to come to South Africa, and hopefully they'll be able to get traction, and the South African government will be able to deal with these things properly and squarely and arrest their citizens who carry out these acts against Nigerians over there. There's nothing we can do. I mean, we're not going to resort to violence and start seeking out South Africans on the streets of Lagos or Abuja or Benin, wherever, and attack them and do an eye for an eye. The best, as I said, is we'll apply pressure, we'll continue to apply pressure to them. There are diplomatic channels that are open for such matters, and I believe that Nigeria and South Africa are still the two biggest countries on the continent, and they would always find a way at that level to resolve the issues and to clear whatever problems arise between them. Now, it's also instructive to note that the xenophobia does not relate to Nigerians alone. I mean, those in South Africa will tell you it's a South African, is the black on black violence thing. It's not limited to Nigerians. I'm sure if you go to other countries, you will hear the same thing. I think they carry out such attacks against Zimbabweans. They carry it out against the Zambians and their neighbors around there. So it's not limited to Nigerians, but that doesn't mean it's I'm encouraging it or it should be watered down. The life of one Nigerian should be taken seriously. Our government should be able to put pressure on them and to ensure that the victims get justice, that those who carry out the crimes are brought to book. By the time they make scapegoats of one or two people, I mean, I think the rest of the country, they would sit up, their citizens would sit up, and then the government also, South African government that is, should carry out an awareness and let these people know that in as much as we have foreigners, Nigerians, other countries living here, we also have South Africans in these other countries, and it wouldn't be a great idea if you push their citizens to the wall and they start carrying out attacks on South Africans and hurting us too. So a lot should be done in that regard from both parties.
Okay, that was Osahon Omoruyi there talking about Nigeria at the moment in terms of economy, and he also talked about the xenophobic attacks in South Africa and what Nigeria can do to ensure that such developments do not occur on a regular basis. And we'll take a quick break now. We'll continue with our interview when we return.
Love World Plus website is your #1 trusted companion as we make sure we never leave you without a smile. Using a world-class design for an easier user experience across the world. We make sure that you get the freshest and latest news on our news platform. And on entertainment, we get you covered. Find out what's going on in the world of sports as we are there to give you numbers. And with our social affairs shows, we keep you in the know. Enjoy the Word of God each day, as one word from God will change your life forever. We also give you an opportunity to communicate with us through prayers and through your partnership. It's a whole new experience with the Love World Plus website, as we help you create your own atmosphere everywhere you go. Love World Plus, taking you beyond television.
You're welcome back. We still have Osahon Omoruyi standing by, and he's going to be setting agenda for the incoming ministers of President Muhammadu Buhari, and he wants them to hit the ground running.
The DSS has done the right thing. They've applied to keep him. They've done, the only problem I had with them was not taking him to court within 48 hours. But they've rectified their mistake. They've taken him to court, they've applied, and they've gotten the order to keep him for 45 days, which could be renewable. Now, for sure, and the reason he's incarcerated, I'm a bit surprised when people say, oh, it's a peaceful protest and they're infringing on his human rights. There's no serious government that would sit down and watch a citizen come out and say, there's a revolution. We are going to carry out a revolution on the streets. There'll be day of rage. We are going to, the DSS will be no more by Tuesday. Those are not peaceful comments. I mean, I don't think any one of us would hear there's a protest going on the streets of at Oregun or at 7-Up and we hear day of rage and would go in that direction. There's nobody who would do that. That already shows it is not peaceful. And for people saying, oh, why did government not wait till the protest was carried out? Wait for who? for them to carry out their actions, and then you will say the government was slow to react. We keep blaming the government every time for being slow, for being reactive to issues. On this, I'm sorry to say, Sowore, he probably did not realize the import, which I doubt anyway. I think he knew what he was doing. He intends to make himself out to be a martyr of some sorts. He knows very well what he's doing, so he should be face the music. But what I do not enjoy is people making it sound like it's such a peaceful thing or is a right to protest. And if you listen carefully, I've listened to a lot of people, they keep talking about his right to protest, his right to protest. They never hammer on the things he said, which the government is holding him for now. You can't say you want to, march to Aso Rock and overthrow the president and everybody will sit down and watch you. It's not done. It's so not done. So the DSS has done the right thing. If they're able to prove their case, when it gets to court, is a different matter. But for now, they've done the right thing. They're on the right track. Hopefully, Sowore will be able to get himself out of the legal issues he's facing. Hopefully, if he doesn't, well, he faces the music. I think he has a good team of lawyers who should be able to help him work his way around the issues he's facing presently. Except they live in a fool's paradise, it's obvious that all is not well in the country. Security problems, economic issues all over the place, park, roads. There's really nothing working. So it behoves on them to, I think for me, the important ministries: power, finance, economic and national planning, or budgets as the case may be, whoever is going to be in charge of the economy, transportation. Those are the key sectors of the economy that need to move. As long as there's no power, we have poor road and rail network, nothing would happen. The economy will be where it is. We'll be here 4 years down the line, singing the same story and waiting for things to happen. Hopefully, government is able to do the right thing. They tackle the issues on ground security. We need a fresh set of security chiefs. I'm not sure what exactly the ones there have done. They've done their best. At the beginning, the whole Boko Haram incident went down, but it seems, we have sporadic attacks here and there. We're still having them. We have the kidnapping issues, the purported headsmen who jump out on the express and take people. It's a lot on ground. I don't envy the ministers coming in. I don't envy the president. I do not wish to be in his shoes at this point. I wish them all the best, and we openly pray for them and hope that they would focus on the job at hand and get things done and be able to listen to criticisms and take what is needed from the criticisms, offer solutions, and get the job done.
Well, quite interesting. We talked about the state of the nation, Nigeria, again. That is what we've been looking at for some time now on the show, and we want your contributions. But before then, we have some more tidbits for you. Well, that's the much we can take this week on u.gov. We talked about Nigeria as a nation and current happenings at the moment. And as I said earlier, security is the heart of every issue arising in the nation at the moment. Be your brother's keeper this time and report any criminal activity that you see or you sense. You don't have to actually experience it before you report it to the security forces, the Nigerian police forces there, the military, the members of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, they are also there. Be your brother's keeper, and let's make Nigeria a better place. We want to hear from you. We'd like you to log on to our website on www.loverplus.tv, and you send your comments to the numbers that will be shown on your screen now. God bless Nigeria. I am Osahon Olomu-Agbodo. Bye for now.